We're back for part 2 of my end of year purge. I prepped what I needed to do, I grabbed a whole stack of games from the back room, and this time I'm going to go a little out of order just to keep things interesting. So instead of continuing with the games in my collection, we're going to go through the unplayed games and see whether any of those should leave or not. Once I'm done with those, we'll continue with the games in my collection, seeing what did and didn't end up going or staying, and then see whether we were able to get to 30, because currently we're at 8 out of the 30 that I had intended to get to. So not looking good. Let's go ahead and start this off. Let's see where we want to go. So, excuse me over here. Let's start with the top of the shelf, because I think that'll be a little easy. Toonie Bones is nice and safe, no issues there. Stalker is totally safe, just unboxed one, great. These are kind of stuff that I'm just waiting to review, so we can ignore those. Not really in my collection per se. Some will be, some won't be, but it's not really going through my unplayed or collection. More Stalker, more stuff to review. None of those are really relevant for right now. We got a giant Galactus over there, but even if I got rid of him, he wouldn't count towards my 30, so not gonna bother. Now I will move this light a bit out of the way, because otherwise it's gonna make everything else a bit harder. Although now I made everything a bit darker. Now it's too light, too dark, too light. So let's go through this over here. Let's try to take a look and grab a seat with me. Now, this shelf over here, this one over here, is a hodgepodge of review stuff and non-review stuff. And again, review stuff is not really eligible for this video. Anything I haven't played is eligible to leave, if it's not a review copy. Review copies are safe, because I committed to reviewing them, so they're going to get reviewed. So to that end, let me see if I can find anything on this shelf that's, non-review copy. Because I think there are. I think this column is. So this column, we have a Sultan Doomrock over here. This is still safe. Royals is still safe. Should Royals be safe? Am I gonna table Royals? Why am I holding on to Royals? What is it about Royals? Have I ever had the desire or the instinct to pull this off my shelf or not? Royals. Keep your allies close and your enemies closer. It's a 2 to 5 player game. Strategy game of intrigue and power for 2 to 5 players. Starring nobles. Turns are fast. I think Royals is gone. I haven't heard enough good things about Royals. It's not really, I don't know why it's here. I don't know what it is. But Royals is going to join our games leaving the collection. So we're up to, I don't want most of these to come from unplayed games, but we're definitely going to have some unplayed games leaving the collection. Fury of Dracula, Yudo is still safe. I want to try that out. It's a good worker placement game. I have the deluxe version. I don't want to hunt it down in case it is a game that I enjoy, so that one's safe. Fury of Dracula, that was actually in last year's end of year purge, if I recall correctly, but then I bought the Steam game, because I was like, oh, if I play it a few times on Steam and I want to play it more, maybe I will eventually cover it. But I haven't done that. But I also haven't taken the time to try to do that. I might hold off right now. Fury of Dracula is sort of safe, even though it was purged last year. They were already safe. This game has always compelled me. I don't know what it is about it. It's always compelled me. It's still safe. Mombasa shouldn't be safe. I don't know why it's here. Will it ever get tabled? I don't know if it will. I don't know if Mombasa will get tabled. Mombasa's gone. It's been here for too long, unplayed. Dawn of the Zeds, that one I am more interested in. It's playable solo, so I'm going to hold on to that one. Anachrony still haven't tabled, still safe. Rococo still haven't tabled, still safe. Coffee Traders, still safe. It's about coffee, it has to be. Black Angel is too similar to Trois that I do want to try it. I might just keep Trois and get rid of Black Angel, but I do want to try Black Angel, so it is still safe. Fiam, I don't know why I'm intrigued in this one, but I am intrigued in it. I haven't pulled it out and tabled it, but I do like Friedman Freeze as a developer, as a designer, so I'll hold on to it for right now. Scholars, Rallyman, and Teotihuacan, all of those are safe. I like Wayfarers a lot. I still want to play Rallyman Dirt. I actually had a fan of the channel send this because I backed the game, never got it. A fan of the channel saw the retail copy in the store and sent it over. Maybe one day I'll get the copy I actually paid for. No idea. Teotihuacan is a classic Euro. This is like I guess the difference between like Mombasa and Teotihuacan is Teotihuacan I've heard so much good stuff, but I do want to table that one eventually. Versus Mombasa, I've had it for a very long time and haven't prioritized it. It's okay if it goes. Ascending Empires, I do want to kind of try that. I'd say if it's still here next year unplayed, different story. Darwin's Journey, heard lots of good things, so still table it. And Night Parade, I don't think that'll be a keeper, but I think it's an easy enough game to table that I should just get it to the table at some point. The problem with games that are in my unplayed games that are not review copy shelf is in general there is an instinct to prioritize things that are on the review copy shelf. If I told a publisher I'm going to cover it, or if I just have it myself, there's an instinct to do the thing that is a commitment rather than my own. But that does mean these get deprioritized compared to other things. So it's a weird place, but I have to kind of gauge will I ever prioritize these? And that is game by game. ISS Vanguard over here is pretty safe. Forum Treasurum is a Feld game, I think. I'm pretty sure it's a Feld game. And I like to try all Feld games, so I think it's safe. Mexica, I do want a table. It seems simple enough, 60 to 90 minutes. I'm intrigued by it. Magnificent as well. I actually read the rules for this once, then never played it. It's got polyominoes and circuses and that kind of thing. Casting Shadows, I'm assuming it's going to be a play it and then get rid of it, unless the kids like it, in which case it'll be a play it and keep it. Either way, it's safe for right now. Frostbite the board game. Fan of the channel sent it out, and it's one that I do want to table. I do want to table. I just haven't prioritized it. Again, same kind of reason. Although I do feel bad, I should table that at some point. Galactic Renaissance. That one's trickier. You see, compared to when I was talking about, what was it? I was talking about, oh my gosh, I blanked on it already. The Kemet version, the Kemet other game. No, I'll just look for it. It's Yucatan. Yucatan versus Kemet. They're a little too similar that I think I'm just going to prioritize Kemet. Versus Galactic Renaissance is different enough. I still want to table that one more. I played the original prototype, haven't played the final game. I do want to play it more. Shadows of Killforth, Gloom of Killforth, all of these very interesting. 1815, all of these I'm interested in playing them. They're all copies I bought. They're not review copies. I want to play them. Crystal Palace, don't know why it's on my radar, but it is on my radar. I still want to table it. I don't know what put on my radar eventually, but I'm not ready to let go just yet. Marvel Villainous, that one's actually a weird one because I have an expansion pack from Ravensburger that they sent me at one point, and I was like, I have the base game, so it's kind of a review copy, but not really. This is my own copy. The expansion pack for Villainous is from them. I'll play it at some point. Hellbringer was a great game when I prototyped it. When I played the prototype, I haven't played the final version. Thrones of Valeria, totally safe. Nusford, safe. Orleans, safe. I actually played Orleans a while ago, but far back enough that for whatever reason it's on this shelf now. In the Year of the Dragon, safe. It's a Fun Fell game. So all of those are kind of safe. I do think Crown of Amara, I'm intrigued by. I've heard good things about Crown of Amara, so I'm intrigued by that one. Versus Yokohama Duel. I think I am ready to let go of Yokohama Duel. I actually read the rules to this. I brought it to Gen Con 2 years ago, read the rules, set it up to table it, and then didn't play it. I had a friend with me, and we did not play it. We planned on, but then just didn't. So I think I'm ready to let go of this one. I haven't heard enough good things about it that this can join my not getting tabled anytime soon. We have Tournament of Camelot and The King is Dead. Both those are smaller ones I do want to try. Battle of the Ancients, I was very compelled by the crowdfunding campaign and the vast asymmetry that the game supposedly proposed. So that one I think is another one that I do want to try and table still, and it does play solo. Petrichor is an interesting one. Petrichor and Hippocrates for that matter. Hippocrates I probably should just give up on. Oh my gosh, should I give up on Hippocrates? I think so. I think I'm giving up on Hippocrates. That's a tough one. So let's say Petrichor. Petrichor I'm not ready to give up on yet. I think that one's like interesting enough, and I have the whole big box everything. Got at a great price on the crowdfunding campaign, and they had that massive all-in. And so I still am charmed by the nature of the dew and the bees and the cows and all that. Versus Hippocrates is... I'm going to check the ratings on this. I'm going to double check this one. I'm going to see the ratings are like, but I do believe that the ratings on it have not been strong enough that I am willing to let go of that one. That one I traded for a long time ago. I didn't actually back the campaign, managed to hold strong on that one, but I did trade for it and never tabled it. So Hippocrates may well go, which means now I think we've kind of dealt with the unplayed games shelf over here, or at least most of them. Again, things tend to be scattered. In fact, we're actually going to be looking at one more shortly. So let's take a look at the one more shortly. I think from there, let's go ahead and start looking at, let's do the small box games, although let's do the unplayed game up there, then the small box games, and let's figure this all out. So I'm going to pop up over here. This one, I actually said in another video, I think Eclipse is going. I had someone actually comment saying, you should try it out first, and I respect that. What is in this? Is this Isopharan Guard? What is this? This is Updated Adventures of Isopharan Guard. You are so heavy. Okay. Eclipse over here. Zyra, the solo, that's safe, Kingdom Builder, I love. These are actually review stuff that my son has been playing with Warhammer because he's obsessed with Space Marines now. So that's a thing. Eclipse, my 5-year-old. My 5-year-old is obsessed with Space Marines. Yes, I bought the video game. Yes, he shot a bunch of Tyranid scum. And no, he didn't keep playing it because it's way too hard, even in easy mode. Okay, Eclipse Economic for the Galaxy. This is one that I actually am very interested in. Contrasted with, I have more unplayed games. I forgot. We'll do those soon. So I actually have 5 games now, but they're not bad. This is not bad. I have 5 games currently. Our 8 has jumped to 13, but Eclipse is one that I played the original Eclipse, and I just don't think I play these big space opera massive 4X games that much, and I am interested in it. Like, if it's an easy to table game, maybe? You can tell me, how easy is it to learn and or table? Like, is it good at 3 players? 3 players is my most common player count these days. Like, 4 does happen, but usually I'm trying to table games that are best at 4 at that point. Tell me down in the comments down below if you think 3-player Eclipse is good enough and if it's easy enough to learn. If it is, I might save it. But for right now, it's going to bump our 8 games to 13. This is where I have to kind of try to find space over here and figure out what I'm doing here, because it's all crammed in. I grabbed these from the back room because I still have some stuff in the back room that are not well organized. We have Takenu over here. This is the same problem as Tiwanuku, which means it's safe. We have Maracaibo, that unlike Mombasa, I am more interested in Maracaibo, so because of that, it's going to stick around. Nucleum, heard so many good things about this David Terzi design. Prague Kaput Regni, heard so many good things about Vladimir Schutz design. Seize the Bean, I've actually tabled this one. Not tabled this, I don't know how to say that. I've learned the rules for Seize the Bean, just have not played this. It's still been another year's gone by, still has not been tabled. Smartphone is still one that I want to table as well. Heard it's like Fuchin Magnet, but easier to table, so that's already a good thing to do. So these are all safe over here. Lords of Middle-earth is an expansion to Lords of Middle-earth, to War of the Ring, which I decided to get rid of. So this is actually going as well, but it's not going to count towards my 13 or 20 or whatever number, because I don't think it should. Rune Wars, a classic area control game. Heard good things about it. I probably should not bother, considering the fact that I don't keep the area control games right now, or at least I'm struggling with them. It's not that I'm not keeping it, it's that I'm struggling with them. So, but I think for right now, it's still going to be safe. Smartphone expansion, Campaign Trail, War of Whispers, Tabanusi. Tabanusi is one of the lesser well accepted ones, but and then Iki as well. These are all solid Euros that my problem with these midweight Euro games is I find mid to heavyweight Euros. I find that I love mid to heavyweight Euros, but I don't table them all that much. So even when I get them and I love them, like there are so many that have left my collection because I only have so much bandwidth for them. They're not my most tabled games. The same problem as area control. I only can keep the best of the best for me, and that will vary. I've gotten rid of Gollum. I've gotten rid of, I don't know, what was that one? Lorenzo Magnifico. I've gotten rid of some really solid mid to heavyweight Euro games. I got rid of basically all the Splotter stuff, even though I love them. Like Antiquity, Indonesia, those left the collection. They're great games. I just have limited bandwidth to play all these heavy, longer experiences. I kind of gave up on playing, what's his name? Oh my gosh. What's the designer? Inventions. He did Inventions. He did Escape Plan. He did the Moon game, Mars, or whatever it is, On Mars. I'm blanking on his name, but that designer who Lisboa. Vital Lacerda, there we go. Vital Lacerda has so many of these games that I've kind of given up on because they don't. It's not that I don't think I'll like them, it's that they're a lot of work to get to the point. Like I still have good ones. I still have Revive. Revive's fantastic. I still have Coimbra stuck around. I do keep the ones that I like the most, and it's often an exploratory game to figure out which ones I like the most, but it's a lot of work to get there. Unconscious Mind is fantastic. And then Stefan Veld, I'm a sucker for half his stuff. So again, lots of those games do stick around, but I find that my ability to table them does not keep up with the speed at which they are being put out and well received. These are well received games that are put out on a regular basis, and I just can't keep up with them. But I'm trying my best, and these are still sticking around for now in the internal backlog. Now here's one that will ruffle some feathers over here. I think I have talked about this before. Let's kind of scoot along. We got a few more over here. We got Cyclades, which was in the back room. Don't know why. It's totally safe, although maybe because I have the new edition coming, but Cyclades is totally safe. It's one of my favorite area control games. Endless Winter has gone down for me over time. Like I like Dune Imperium and Lost Winds of Arnak more by now because of the expansions, but Endless Winter is still fantastic and still safe. It just has gone down. The tricky one is Concordia. Concordia is leaving, so I'm going to stand up now and grab this one. Concordia is a great game. It's been in my top 100 before. I think it's fantastic. But, and there is a but here, the but with Concordia, let me see if I can grab these without breaking anything. This is very heavy. It's very deluxe-fied. This is a very deluxe-fied Concordia. The problem with Concordia is that my last 2 games of Concordia I didn't think were as good as they have been in the past. And this has been a regular problem with me in general in games, where if I table a game and it gives me, the way I refer to it is an inconsistently good experience, then I very quickly stop pulling it off the shelf. Concordia can be fantastic. My last few plays were not. And that has me in a weird place. I may even try to hold on to it to review it first, because I never actually put out a dedicated review on it. Although the tricky part is, and I've had this happen to me before and 1 or 2 times, it's always weird reviewing a game at the tail end of its lifespan. Because when do you review a game? Like, when, at what point? Like, is there a certain number of plays? Is there a certain amount of time? Is there a point in your collection? Is it fairer to review a game when you've played it 7 or 8 times and you're excited about it? Or is it fairer to review a game when you've had it for 3 years and you've decided to move on from it? What is a better representation? And I don't have any answers. I do the best I can, and I hope I'm being as fair to myself, to you, and to the designers and publishers as I can be. It's a constant juggle, and there aren't clear answers. I just do the best I can. But Concordia, if I review it, it will get a lot of praise for how much I have enjoyed it, appreciated it, and how well received it is. And then I'll also get into some of the reasons it has not worked for me as well. I think the last few plays I've had of it have felt like they started to fall into patterns, and that has made me less excited to table it. I don't know what it is. Like a game like Castle of Burgundy, I've played like 200 times, and I love it. Concordia, I've probably played Concordia, I've had to guess, 15, 20 times, like not a ton, enough that like I've played the game, but not so much that it's like, oh my gosh, you know, I've seen, I don't know. Either way, that's Concordia. I haven't played a lot of the maps as well, but it's sad, but I think it's going. So currently, just before we continue over here, because we're about to dive back into my collection, we have 5 games from my unplayed games that are leaving. We are up to 9 on the table. That brings me in Concordia and Concordia Venus, I'm counting as 1. I'd count it as 1 in my collection, so it counts as 1 leaving my collection. That brings us to 14. A far cry from the 30 we are trying to get to. A far, far cry. So we're going to have to make some hard decisions, and let's see what we end up doing over here. Alexa, set basement home theater to white. Okay. There we go, that's better. It's set to reading right now, and reading's fine, but I think white's better for filming. Okay, up here we have Among Cultists. I still want to table that one. I don't know if it'll be a keeper or not. We'll see. Over here, we kind of have a bunch of assorted stuff that are kind of behind on the side. We're going to go to the other side too, but we have stuff on behind. So behind we have a bunch of unlocks. These are all safe. Unlocks are fantastic. I'll play them, and then eventually they'll leave. Down here we have Earth Under Siege. That's also safe. Didn't actually cover that in my campaign game video because I forgot that it was there, but that one's currently still safe. Over here we have all the small box games. I kind of put them on this side. We have all like these small box stuff just kind of stuck around over here. We're going to see which ones we can get rid of because we're still trying to get to 20 minimum. 30 was the goal. 20 is my minimum threshold, and we're only at 14. So let's make some hard decisions together, and we still have the entire other side of the shelf to go through. Although, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get get rid of a single thing on the side because these are good games. Love Letter Batman. I mean, honestly, that's probably the most likely to leave. I just played Lovecraft Letter, which I prefer, I think. I haven't tried Love Letter Batman, but my kids love Batman, so I'll try that one. No Thanks is safe. The Mind is safe. Confusing Lands, Colorado, Tichu, Cirrus Catalog, Enchanted Plumes, Age of Civilization. These are all great small box filler games. Small box games in general, because of both the shelf space, the game time, and the rules mental space, they get a little more flexibility. Like, I don't mind having more overlap. Like, I have 3 of these next stations. Next station, Tokyo, Paris, and London. I don't need 3. It's the exact same stupid roll and write. But it takes up a size than a full box of any other game, so I'll call it all one game. We have Critters at War. Love this game. Splitto is great. General Orders is great. Chomp. Ooh. Do I get rid of Chomp? I think Chomp goes. Chomp goes. I can get rid of Chomp. I like Chomp a lot. It is fun. But I've played it enough that I think I've seen enough of it. And my bigger problem is I do find, I like the experience, and I cover this in my review, I do find the cards to not be balanced in my experience as a, how to phrase it. I'm trying to phrase the right phrasing. My perceptional experience, that's the right word I'm looking for. My perceptional experience is the cards are unbalanced. I say perceptional experience because I am very mindful of ever saying a game is unbalanced based on, you know, I've played Chomp, I don't know, 8 times. I'm not going to say the game is unbalanced based off of 8 plays compared to the people who created the game who may have tested a lot more and they can show me the math. I can just say my experience, my perceptional experience as a player is that it doesn't seem balanced, and to that end, it makes it a little less fun to table. Mountain Goats, my kids still like. It's easy to table. Ghost of Christmas, easy. Airline and Sea, more spies, it's great. Switchback's another interesting one. I think Switchbacks can go as well. So this is the thing with all play. All play games almost always get tabled, but some of them stick around, some of them don't. And it's not always clear to me which ones hit those numbers, but they are always fun, and I always enjoy them. And sometimes it's like just a good little, like, I don't know, it's a good easy filler movie that you watch, and then you don't necessarily need to watch it again. I do enjoy Switchbacks. I do enjoy Chomp. I think other filler games on the shelf will get tabled beforehand. Jekyll and Hyde, fantastic trick-taking game. We're going to move that over there. This is great. I think 9 Minute Kingdom is a great game. Wizards of the Grimoire, a hidden gem over here. Hidden gem, fantastic game. For Sale, very unique at what it does. I don't table as much as I used to, but I still find it hard to get rid of because it's still good. Skyrockets, Courtesans, Motor City, and the Cascadia games. Those are all great games in all small different ways. I think they're all pretty safe. Sirens as well. This is an empty box right now because I currently have it in a button shy wallet because I was traveling with it, but Sirens is another great game over there. Shipwreck Arcana, very unique at what it does, a little cooperative deduction. I don't have a ton of deduction games like I covered earlier in last video, but this one's still pretty safe. We have Timeline, Cockroach Poker, Expressions, and Lunar. Lunar shouldn't be here because I have not played Lunar. Why is Lunar here? Lunar should be on my review games. I'm going to put it on the table over here. Lunar needs to be reviewed. I have learnt the rules for Lunar and have not tabled it. We have Skytear. Skytear is actually getting a re-implementation. This is not Skytear Horde. I think this one's still safe for now, but part of that's because I'm trying to figure out where the re-implementation goes. That's Not a Hat is a fantastic party game that both of these are totally safe. Then we have The Gang, which is great, very accessible. I don't think it's going to get tabled that much, but for the right group, it's great to have around. Arboretum, Arboretum's so good. It's so good I think it tabled a lot, but I'm gonna hold on to it. Rebel Princess is a great trick-taking game. The Gang we just covered. District Noir. Do I need District Noir? District Noir is charming. District Noir is great. I also have somewhere down there, I have another game that's kind of District Noir adjacent. I like District Noir. I'm keeping it. District Noir is a little puzzle game from Panasaurus. You're kind of creating these pairs and having people choose. Not really, it's more push your luck than creating pairs, because every person has the opportunity to draw. It's almost like Colorado adjacent. Ooh, it's Colorado adjacent. And I like Colorado. District Noir is safe. Marvel Remix is basically Fantasy Realms, but I kept this one. I like this one more. It's just better theme for me. It's more Marvel, which is overdone, but I still enjoy it. We have One Night World of Daybreak, which along with Quest is going to be my hidden roll games that I hold on to. Castle Combo is a great game. Castle Combo is fantastic. Another little Panasaurus points going optimization. Then we have a bunch of these button shies. Skulls of Helic is sticking around. Sprawlopolis is sticking around. Convolus is sticking around. Rove is sticking around. Converge. Converge is, this is from Peter Hayward. Which one's Converge? I'm trying to remember which one's Converge is. Is it this one? It is that one. I do like Converge. Converge can stick around for right now. Okay, Converge is sticking around. Picky Pixies. Okay, Picky Pixies is interesting. This is a little logic puzzle. I think I can let Picky Pixies go. Oh my gosh, who's this other sign? This is Elizabeth Hargrave. It's a good one. This is a game about trying to figure out what the rule is or the pattern is. But I think this is gonna go. Yes, I'm counting it towards my 20 or 30 games. I like Picky Pixies. I don't think it will get tabled as much as some other deduction game experiences, but it is good. It's very good. Rove is going to stick around. Sprawlopolis is going to stick around. More Aqua Rove is going to stick around. More Rove. More Agropolis over here. And I should know these are not all the button shies because some I have on my travel shelf upstairs. And then we have more Skulls of Celic in here. So I think those are the main button shies. We have Ancient Realms. I also have like 4 Northward. Like, again, you won't see every game in my collection right now, but you are seeing a decent amount of my collection. I haven't done a count. Maybe you have. Someone might have. I don't know. I have it counted in my Notion board somewhere, and I think my collection count, assuming it's accurate, which there's probably room for inaccuracy, it's around 300 games total. That's the rough number we have. And now we get to look at the final shelf over here before doing a recap. Keeping in mind, we are currently at 17 games. We're getting close to 20. I'm feeling more optimistic, but that still means I have to get rid of 3 games, and I don't want to do that. We have Marvel. We have the whole Dice Throne line, which is going to stick around for right now. It is always in perpetual eternal danger, but for right now it's safe. I think Astro Knights Eternity. Draft Knights Records, I'm going to... Ooh. I like Draft Knight Records. Do I keep Draft Knight Records? I think it goes. It's a good game. But I would rather play Welcome to the Moon or Ganshun Clever. Like, I have 4 Ganshun Clever games. I think Draft Knight Records, as good as it is not better than the Roll and Write games, or Flip and Write, or Draw and Write, Verb and Verb. The Verb and Verb games that I have in my collection. So, hard decisions being made. It's going. Let's continue going through this. Astro Knights is the one. Glassware is going to stick around. I've gotten rid of and gotten that game back 2 or 3 times, but I do find it's a great game experience. Astro Knights Eternity, I think I can safely get rid of. If anything, I'm actually kind of intrigued by the Invincible version of this game. I do like Astro Knights as a game system. It's a good game. It is a good game. I do find it's still not my preferred deck builder. I have too many deck builders. Dominion, by the way, I don't know if I covered it, but Dominion's totally safe. I think the 2 boxes are in the back room. So if you didn't see them, there's 2 giant boxes full of Dominion from 1 Sharp Joe boxes. Those are totally safe. But also that means we're up to, we just had 2 more games to our 17, what, 19. 19. I'm feeling a whole lot more optimistic now. Art Society, still a great, accessible gateway game and gamer-friendly, all-around good game. Glasswood is fantastic. Encountered Shattered Waste is tricky. This one falls in the category of Slay the Spire, Encountered Shattered Waste, Hellbringer over here. They're good solo or cooperative games. For right now, it's safe, but for right now. Valeria Card Kingdoms, fantastic game. Not going anywhere anytime soon. Tiny Turbo Cars. This one should probably go. My kids enjoy it though, and so I've got to, actually, I think I got rid of it at one point and my kids asked for it back, so it's still here. Spotlight, Steal the Bacon, Crazy Race, these are all like kids games over here, kind of shuffled in here, and they're safe for right now. Dixit is safe, Honey Buzz is still safe, Honey Buzz is still fantastic. Sphinx is a puzzle game that I think is safe for now. I think it's still safe for right now. Age of Atlantis, I still want to play it more. It's great. Ares Expedition, safe. Under Falling Skies, I play it a lot less than I used to. It has gone down for me. It actually just dropped on my top 100, but it's still safe. Ruthless is still safe. I probably should be getting rid of it. If I was being more cutthroat, if I was really aiming for that 30, I'd probably be getting rid of Ruthless. Like if I was picking, ooh, that would be a fun little idea. What 10 games would bring me to 30? Because I only need one more to bring me to 20. What 10 games would bring me to 30? That could be an interesting idea on its own. Acropolis is still safe. Tiernanog is still safe. Framework, Marvel Zombies, Park, Spectacular, all fantastic games in different ways. The entire Clever Cubed line over here, safe. Cape of Europe, safe. Match of the Century is tough. It goes into like, there's so many of those 2 box, honestly, we have a bunch of them here. Run, Match of the Century, Land of the Sea, Cape of Europe, all 4 of these, I could make arguments to get rid of them, but I think right now I'm going to make arguments to keep them safe instead. They're great. I don't necessarily play them a ton, but they're all, Watergate, by the way, this one's not counted. Watergate is completely a million times safe. These 4 are in the category where I tend to default to something like Watergate over playing Run or Match the Century, even though they're fantastic. Paris 7 Wonders Duel, all fantastic. Pioneer Rails, I want to just play this one more. I don't think it's a keeper forever, but I do want to play it more. Kingdom Builder, if I didn't say already, totally safe. This is not actually Nephris Judgment. This is a bunch of rolling rights in here, a bunch of print-to-play rolling rights that I should get rid of. Honestly, I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to count this. There's like 5 or 6 games in here. I'm counting this as 1. These are print and play roll and rights that I put in here and then never... Oh no, I lied. This is claim. This is claim. I forgot about that. I was going to say out of sight, out of mind, which is still true. I forgot that I taped claim to the front of the box so that I could remember. But the problem is then I store it on my shelf and the side of this box, which means I forget. So that was useless. It was a good experiment in showing how I forgot that I have claim in here, but I did restock my entire claim big box into this game and then promptly forgot it existed. Out of sight, out of mind. But Claim is a fantastic 2-player trick-taking game. You should play it. Verdant is still safe for now. I still like Verdant enough. I got rid of Fit to Print. I do find Calico or Flat-Out games in general. They have a lot of great games. In fact, honestly, Nocturne is on the chopping block. I love Skyrise so much that Nocturne might not last, but I still want to play it for right now. So still safe for right now, but it might not last. Verdant, though, totally safe. As much as it's not my favorite from Cascadia and Calico, I still think it's excellent, so it still sticks around. We have some Marvel Champions down there. That's totally safe over there. We have Orion Duel. Oh, here's my freaking Radlands. I was looking for this. I've been looking for Radlands all day. I've been trying to figure out where it was. Anyways, Radlands is totally safe. Sorry, this is going into my filming my top 100 stuff over there. Radlands is totally safe, so that one's a great game. We have Orion Duel over here. Orion Duel is a fantastic game, 2-player experience, very tactical, abstract game, totally safe. Mind Management, a million times safe, fantastic. Marrakesh, I could make an argument against, but I still think it's good enough. It's good enough, it's just a bigger box experience, but it's a good game. Ironwood can be safe. Kelp Duel over here. Again, this stuff is a little messy over here, but those are all totally safe games. Let's pivot around a bit to show you the rest, because we still technically have to get one more, because I can't count that box of rolling rights. That's not actually a box of print-to-play rolling rights. Amerigo might not be safe long-term, but I think it's safe for right now. I still want to try it more. It's a Stefan Feld game. I love Stefan Feld, one of my favorite consistent midweight designers, so we'll see what happens, but for right now, safe. Monster Chasers Kids game, El Grande, totally safe. Love El Grande, Machina Arcana, totally safe. Hanamakoji, not even a question, a million times safe. Lost News of Arnak, Through the Ages, Mage Knight, all those. We have also, okay, let's make some decisions. So, Almanac to Dragon's Road, I think it can go. Almanac to Dragon's Road is an excellent experience, gave it a 4 to 5. This is one where I think the experience to me matters almost more than how good the individual game is. Almanac the Dragon's Road is a worker placement game That's kind of choose your own adventure worker placement. I don't think the game itself is that great. I think it's charming. I think it's a charming game experience where any individual page is kind of a, honestly, subpar worker placement game. But the nature of the choose your own adventure worker placement game has it's charming enough. Like, I've played that game a bunch. Like, I've enjoyed it a lot. I've gone through the kind of journey of it. But I think the game mechanics are only good. Like, the game on its own is a 3.5. The full experience is a 4. The full experience of the game plus the choose your own adventure elements, that's a solid 4 to 5 for me. The tricky part is having gone through enough of that exploratory stuff, I think it's, the more I play it, the less the charm is present, and the more I'm just left with a decent worker placement game. And so I think I've played it enough that I think it can safely go. I think I pull it off the shelf less and less. Now here's one that is unfortunate, but I think I'm going to do it. It's sad. We are going to grab Vladish Vatil's Mage Knight. A fantastic game, and get rid of it. It doesn't matter how much I try to play this game. It doesn't matter. Like, this is one of the games I've been holding on to for a long time. And what are we up to? 21? We're up to, like, I mean, I'll count at the end. Mage Knight is absolutely fantastic. It's a great game. But the problem is, every time I table it, I feel like I have to table it 5 times to lock in the rules, and it doesn't happen. It's too long for the experience that it is. So, while it is one of the most impressive games I have ever played, I think for my solo play, I'd rather pull out Spirit Island. I'd rather pull out Too Many Bones, or I'd rather play out our Marvel Champions. If I'm going to play something solo, Mage Knight is one of the games I can respect an incredible amount and think it's an incredible experience. But I think it's finally time to let it go. That's what it comes down to. I think this is about letting it go. This is not about it being a bad game. This is about letting it go. We have Trailblazers. This is totally safe. I love this one. Umbrella is one that I don't think it's a forever game. I'm still enjoying it enough right now, but I don't think it's a forever game. Carcassonne is a classic over here. Great to play a game night, good to play with kids, family. So it's a good, solid gateway game that sticks around. Captain Obvious, underrated party game. It's absolutely fantastic. Codenames is tremendous. Just One's tremendous. Roll to the Top is a surprisingly, like, again, some of these all-play games are definitely sticking around. Like, Roll to the Top, On Tour, I consistently pull those out still. Roll to the Top, by the way, has become one of my more played all-play games. It's just so easy to pull out and play. It's just a great experience. Just One is fantastic, and Blob Party is also fantastic, which I think kind of means I've done all the games. And again, if you're like, where are these X amount of games? Well, there's like 50 alone in the next room that I'm specifically keeping off camera, because those are part of my top 100 that I guess you've probably seen the top 100. Maybe not, though. Maybe you haven't, so I'm keeping off camera. So any missing games that you're like, Alex, don't you love game X, Y, and Z? Where is it? There's a decent chance that it's in my top 100 and off to the side. And then also, not everything. Like, I actually have some games upstairs on various shelves that I haven't double checked. Like, this is the collection purge of what's here. I think most of the games are going to be covered, and the ones that are upstairs are probably more in rotation anyway, not really eligible for this. That one's going to go. That one's going to go. I'm going to add one more to the list. Okay, so what do we have right now? Let's go add the one more to the list, because I kind of put it off to the side, but I really should include it over here. Dreadful Meadows is going. I like Dreadful Meadows, but I think it's leaving, unfortunately. And the reason is because I played the expansions. Maybe I'll keep it, no, I'll toss it over here. I'm going to toss it over here. I'll explain what's going on with that one. It's kind of over here because it's in the getting reviewed area, but it is the kind of thing that would leave here. Basically, I played Dreadful Meadows over the Halloween season, because it's this box over here, and it's still charming and adorable in terms of what the game does, but it's also the same game every time you play, and at least to me it's the same game every time you play. And the expansions, this is one of the worst expansion boxes I've dealt with. Like, if you're talking about, if I was doing a list of top 10 worst expansions, this would probably be on the list, because there's 3 expansion modules on this. 2 of them I think are actively worse for the game, and the other one is passively tolerable. So this didn't enhance the gameplay and make it more variable. It was a forgettable group of expansions, to the point that I'm debating re-reviewing this game series over here, specifically to talk about how the game is good. It's good. It's got a good solo mode. It's got a good cooperative mode, but doesn't have a lot of longevity to the game experience itself. It's very cute, very adorable, and the expansions are a straight up letdown for me, unfortunately. So, like, I really wanted to like this one more. I did like it a lot. I've had fun with it, but I've seen enough of it very quickly. So, I think that's where we are right now. We might do a quick recap. Let's figure this out. So, we kind of have 5 games on the floor right now. We have Royals, Mombasa, Yokohama Duel, Hippocrates, and Eclipse. Those are the 5 unplayed games that are leaving. So those games I have not tabled, they're the 5 ones leaving. Then we get to 6 with Concordia, 7 with Hoppamachus, 8 with Nanotech, 9 with Spectral, 10 with Blueprints. We have Wonderland's War being 11, Yucatan being 12, Dreadful Meadows being 13. We have Pixies being 14, Switchbacks being 15, Chomp being 16, Stonespire Archer being 17, Endeavor being 18, Mage Knight being 19. We have the, whatever this is called, Almanac being 20, and then we have Astro Knights being 21, Draft and Write Records being 22. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit pause on the camera and see if I can get this to 25, but I'm not going to make you agonize along with me. So I'll be right back, hopefully with 3 more games. I don't actually have this planned out yet. I'm just going to see if I can make it happen. Okay, I'm back. I tried. I was optimistic. I failed. I mean, I succeeded kind of, but I failed. I'll explain what I mean by that. So I did get to 25. We had 22 before, 5 for my unplayed, 17 for my played games, and that left me, I was like, you know what? I can do it. Let's get from 22 to 25. I can't get to 30, but we can do 25. I spent the past 25 minutes going through every single game I possibly could, again, trying to find something that I'm willing to get rid of right now, and I'm not. There's a whole bunch that are in the possibly soon category, but it was very, very hard to find 3 games that I'm actively willing to get rid of now. Like, if I was putting together a list of like 10 to 20 games that are on the tentative chopping block, I have those. Just to give you a quick cursory like overview, you know, Lords of Ragnarok, Three Tail, you know, Cyberpunk 2077, Leviathan Wilds is a kind of a play and then get rid of. I have some, what do we have over there? I had some things over there that I'm not remembering, but there were some definite things over there. There's a whole bunch of games that are on my tentative chopping block, but tentative is not the same as ready to let go just yet. And so when trying to get to 25, I managed to get 3 games. One of which was something I kind of bypassed briefly, but this is Skulking. It was on my unplayed games of trick-taking games. I've never felt the desire to pull this off the shelf and play it. I am still open to playing it, but I'm comfortable letting it go right now. I never have the drive to pull this out and play it. I kind of bypassed it because it was a small box. I was like, let's keep the small boxes, but I'm trying to be cutthroat here. So this one's going to add to the list over here. That brings us to 23. 24 was also kind of cheating. I literally went through the house to try to find anything else I could find that I had missed. I did find other games that I haven't shown here, but they're all games I want to keep. They're just scattered around the house right now. The one I was able to find is another unplayed game. This is Warline. Not a review copy, unplayed game. Heard good things about this, particularly from Tim Chun. Managed to trade for this one, but ultimately, I don't know if I've had the drive to pull it out and play it. And so in the interest of trying to get to 25, I'm going to acknowledge that this is lower down on my priority. And then I did find one from my played games. I did go over it already. I talked about it briefly. I am going to let go of Umbrella, which I feel bad about. I like Umbrella. I think it's pretty solid. The tricky part with this one is the people I've played it with have, I think, one person in my game group likes it, AP, and then everyone else who I've tabled with it so far has been kind of more meh, like being like, oh, it's okay. And that just means it's going to be harder to get tabled, and so I'm kind of skipping ahead a few steps and kind of acknowledging that it's ready to go. I'm always happy to play this one. I like it. I think it's a good puzzle. I really enjoy it. I think the biggest problem, it does suffer from lack of variability to how different the game plays game to game, and then the problem that's making me accelerate, that would be on its fine on its own, because I think I still have, for me myself, I still have like several plays left in this before I'm ready to let go of it. But when you combine that point with the fact that my game group in general has been less than receptive to it, I think I can bump it up a notch and say it's ready to go. And so that's what we have over here. That's what we have as far as the games leaving our collection. We have 25 games, 7 from my unplayed, 18 from my played, less than the 30 I wanted, but I'm okay with it considering that games will always still be cycling in and out. This is just my attempt to get that strong end of the year purge to get a nice strong reset for all the games that are going to start showing up next year. This is part 2 of a, well, 2-part video. This is the end of the games leaving the collection. I am Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, I hope you have a good one.